Fellow Ambazonians, today is Monday, May 11th, 2026. For nearly 10 years, the occupation regime in Yaoundé has hidden behind the rhetorical shield of national sovereignty while waging total war against the Ambazonian people. Under this banner, it has burned more than 200 villages, deployed rape as a weapon of collective punishment, caused the displacement, according to United Nations record, of 850,000 Ambazonians and caused another 450,000 to become refugees. And has jailed another 7,000 Ambazonians for standing up to speak the truth of their occupation, atrocities, and destruction of the Ambazonian people. And has refused every genuine call for transparent dialogue and negotiation. Fellow Ambazonians and fellow leaders, this is not statecraft. This is occupation by atrocity. But leadership demands we cut through the propaganda and ask decisive strategic questions. What the hell is sovereignty really? Because sovereignty, rightly understood, is not the brute capacity to hold territory through massacres and intimidation. This is not power. This is paralysis masked as control. True sovereignty is legitimacy. It is earned trust. It is the psychological and emotional consent of a people to share a political future. It is belonging and not bondage. And not the suppression of the identity of the Ambazonian people. It's not cultural, education, historical suppression. But here lies the catastrophic failure of the Cameroonian strategy. Sovereignty has been reduced to a narrow, militarized vocabulary of force, surveillance, mass arrest, and domination, as if a nation could be stabilized permanently through fear alone. History is ruthlessly clear on this point. You can control terrain temporarily through terror. You cannot manufacture lasting national cohesion through occupation, cultural suppression, and identity marginalization. So let me be direct. What kind of sovereignty requires the systematic destruction of the Ambazonian people? National sovereignty is not a license for one political order to crush and occupy others who feel unheard, excluded, exterminated, marginalized, suppressed, excluded, and abandoned, and even erased. National sovereignty does not mean extinguishing every alternative political voice until fear becomes the only remaining language in public life. National sovereignty is not political stagnation dressed as stability, where change itself is treated as treason. And sovereignty, above all, is not the art of managing obedience. It is the art of cultivating belonging. Because genuine nation building is not forcing people to stay. It is creating conditions where people want to belong together. How is the war on the Ambazonian people creating conditions for belonging? How is the daily massacres of Ambazonian children creating conditions for belonging? How is the daily terror and the ravaging of Ambazonian communities creating conditions for belonging? How is mass arrest and incarceration and the daily extortion of the Ambazonian people through the concept of Kale creating conditions for belonging? How is transnational harassment, intimidation, and corrupting the international system for legal harassment in order to stifle Ambazonian voices in the diaspora, creating conditions for belonging? The only people Cameroon can deceive is Cameroon itself, because Cameroon is no longer managing the conflict in Ambazonia. The conflict in Ambazonia is now managing Cameroon, because the conflict in Ambazonia has emptied and bankrupted Cameroon. The Cameroon colonial government has wasted $9 trillion, $26 billion in an unwinnable, wasted adventure of war against the Ambazonian people. You cannot fight against the Ambazonian people. You can manufacture and use Norway through the multinational companies in order to maintain their interest and occupation of Ambazonia. You can imprison Cho, Benedictwa, Pascal Kiki, Sheikh Kavi, Obadia. You can kill Ambazonia commanders and burn Ambazonia communities and cause the displacement of Ambazonia so you can repopulate the Ambazonia territories with the Bulus, the Betis, and the Basas. Ambazonians are not the Bamilikes. A rupture has taken place. The old system is dead. Ambazonians, through their bravery, courage, defiance, and commitment to self-determination, dignity, and freedom, have dismantled Cameroon occupation system. What is left is the military and propaganda.